I'm starting to think. The incident between Sophie Cunningham and DiJonai Carrington is being exaggerated. I'm starting to think. Some commentators do not want to cover WNBA basketball anymore. They want to turn every hard foul into a crime documentary. Welcome back to I'm Starting to Think. I'm your host, Blueprint. Let me make my position clear from the beginning. Was DiJonai Carrington's foul on Sophie Cunningham bad? Yes. Did Carrington deserve to be ejected? Yes. Is the incident being made worse than it actually was? Absolutely. Sophie Cunningham was ahead of the defense attempting a fast break layup. DiJonai Carrington chased her down and swung her arm across Sophie's head and neck area. Sophie made the layup, fell to the floor, and immediately got back up to confront Carrington. The officials initially ruled it a flagrant one. After reviewing the play, they upgraded it to a flagrant 2 because of the windup, the forceful contact, the follow-through, and the injuries created by hitting an airborne player. A flagrant 2 comes with an automatic ejection. I agree with that decision. You cannot swing across somebody's head and neck while that player is in the air. Even if you are trying to prevent an easy layup, you are still responsible for where your arm lands. It was excessive contact, and Carrington deserved to be removed from the game. But agreeing with the ejection does not mean I have to pretend Sophie was nearly taken out of the league. Sophie got right back up. She did not stay on the floor holding her head. She did not need to be carried away. She did not appear confused or unable to stand. She jumped up so quickly that teammates and officials had to stop her from going directly at Carrington. That does not make the foul acceptable. However, it does tell us something about the actual result of the play. There is a difference between saying a foul had the potential to cause a serious injury and pretending that a serious injury actually happened. The referees punished Carrington for the action and the risk. They did not need Sophie to be seriously injured before making the correct call. If we only eject players when someone gets hurt, the punishment becomes a lottery. The same foul could result in an ejection one night and a common foul the next night, depending on how the player lands. So yes, it deserved to be a flagrant 2. But no, we do not need to turn it into an attempted murder investigation. Then we have this ridiculous image being circulated online. The image makes Sophie appear severely bloodied after the foul. That image is not an authentic representation of what the broadcast showed. It is AI generated or digitally altered, and people are sharing it like it is documentary evidence that is dishonest. If Sophie had a small cut inside her mouth, then report that accurately. A minor cut does not make a dramatic AI image real. Do not create fake blood. Make an athlete look severely injured, and then use that image to make people believe the foul was worse than the actual video shows. We already have the real footage. Why do we need an AI reenactment of something that happened on live television? If you have to add fake blood to make the incident more shocking, maybe the real incident was not dramatic enough for the story you are trying to sell. That is rage bait. It is designed to generate anger, division, views, and clicks. It is not designed to inform anybody. Some commentators are talking like Carrington entered the game with a plan to seriously injure Sophie. Can anyone prove that? No. Sophie believes the foul was intentional. Stephanie White described it as a hard foul, but said she did not believe Carrington intentionally targeted Sophie's neck. Carrington deserved the ejection because of what she did. We do not have to pretend we can read her mind and prove everything she intended. There is also an important detail that the rage baiters keep ignoring. Sophie Cunningham committed a comparable foul during the previous season. During a fast break, Sophie grabbed J.C. Sheldon and pulled her down. Sophie received a flagrant 2 and was automatically ejected. After the Carrington incident, Sophie admitted that she did the same thing the previous year. She said she was ejected and deserved to be ejected. That matters. Sophie did not ask for Carrington to receive a punishment that she had never received herself. Sophie acknowledged that when she crossed the line, the officials removed her too. That is exactly how the rules should work. Same standard, same consequence. If Sophie deserved an ejection for an excessive fast break foul, then DiJonai deserved an ejection for excessive contact against Sophie. Race should not change the call. Popularity should not change it. Politics should not change it. The name on the jersey should not change it. Carrington posted, "White privilege," after being ejected, but Sophie's previous ejection makes that argument difficult to defend. Sophie committed a comparable foul and received the same punishment. Where is the special privilege in that? The officials did not give Sophie free throws while allowing her to select Carrington's punishment. They reviewed the play, determined that it met the standard for a flagrant 2, and followed the rules. As long as the WNBA applies that standard equally to every player, I have no problem with the ejection. But equal treatment also means we cannot turn certain fouls into national emergencies just because one player generates more attention online. You cannot call Sophie's foul tough basketball and describe Carrington's foul like it was a criminal assault. You also cannot excuse Carrington while demanding punishment when Sophie commits a similar foul. Pick one standard and apply it to everyone. My position is simple. Was it a bad foul? Yes. Was the ejection correct? Yes. Was Sophie fortunate that she was not seriously injured? Absolutely. Does that give people permission to exaggerate the incident and spread misleading AI imagery? No. We can condemn a dangerous basketball play without manufacturing evidence. We can support equal punishment without turning every hard foul into a culture war. DiJonai Carrington crossed the line and received the appropriate punishment. Sophie Cunningham got right back up and defended herself. That should have been the story. But rage receives more attention than reality. And apparently the truth is no longer dramatic enough for some people. Do you believe the Flagrant 2 was the correct call? Or do you think the incident is being exaggerated? Let me know in the comments. I'm your host, Blueprint, and this has been I'm Starting to Think.